together. It's an experience. The only way you experience it is you're engaged together and you go deep and you work through the feelings and you communicate through it and you come out of it stronger together. Not two isolated parties just waiting for enough time until it just kind of diffuses down. And then we just kind of come back and then we just kind of go through. We just move forward the way we were. Everything's fine now. Everything's better, right? You look at it, everything cool? Great. We back? We back? Yeah, everything's fine. You just move on. What I'm going to tell you is right now, the two things that get involved, and Philippians outlines it in 2:3-4. When you do things, do not let selfishness or pride be your guide. Instead, be humble and give more honor to others than to yourselves. Do not be interested only in your own life, but be interested in the lives of others. You defy what God says in these two verses when you withdraw from your wife and when you avoid situations of going deep with her. You have basically dishonored her. Being silent, not battling her, withdrawing from her, and that silence, you've dishonored her. Guys, live life with her. Be fearless. Be men of God and draw closer to her so that you can walk through life and experience the joy that marriage is supposed to have for us. Picture up there, a couple of them. I just see that lonely path. Don't walk down a path all by yourself. Just, that just looks so lonesome to me. And then the other thing is vital men, we don't avoid things. Be a vital man. Be strong and hit it head on. And then the picture of the lion and the lamb. I don't even really know how to explain it. I just put it up there for you guys just to look at it and think about that. That's vulnerability. That's trust. I'm asking you to be like that lamb with the lion. And to trust. And trust your wife. And have the marriage that you intended to have by drawing close to her. Go ahead, Steve. Our next breakout session. This one's critical because it's something I'm going to have us all do later. Really give your best vital men effort to this. And that is, number one, what are your wife's hopes and dreams? And then the next part of that is, what's one thing you can do to promote growth towards the accomplishment or accomplishing those hopes and dreams? So go ahead, we'll break out the tables. One thing that is really, really critical here, I believe that in our chairs as we sit here tonight, there were some of you that hit the spot on. If you were like me the first time that somebody asked me this, my reaction was, I think I'm pretty sure. I know her pretty well. And you know what? We have so many things in common that we just like to do together. I kind of think I know what it is. You don't. I want you tonight, you know what? You ask her. If you've never point blank asked this question, I'm equipping you to be a champion. I mean, this is a whole date night. I mean, this is a whole dinner time with the wife, and you want a little tea party, sit there and talk with her. And this right here, you're going to see your wife feel cherished. You're going to see her melt before your eyes, because you know what? This is the least selfish thing you could do. Because you know what? When you ask this question, you're then accountable to the information she gives you. Right? You sit there, you ask her, what's your hopes and dreams? And then she tells you, and then she's like, what are you going to do about it? I'm like, something. So that's the one thing I would say, guys, every one of you tonight, I know you can do this. I expect each of one of you at some point in time in the very near future, even if you've talked about it before, do it again. Things change. I discovered when I asked my wife this question, something that I had never, ever imagined. My wife is gifted. She does artwork. She's an amazing mom. She manages all of us. I call it, and hopefully I didn't cross the line here, but we call it our pack of weenies. We've got 4 boys and me. So she does all But she's amazing, you know, I told you. I married way over my head. But one thing I did, I sat down and I asked her this. And I thought, you know, honey, you do something amazing. What are your hopes and dreams? And she at first kind of had a hard time manufacturing what that was. But one thing that just you saw her just melt and open up. And we had connection. And she said, you know what? I've always wanted to write a children's book. Who'd have known? I didn't know that. But you know what now? I know that. So now what, you know what, as a husband who loves her, what do? I do what vital men do. I model what it means to love, honor, and cherish. And I do something spectacular. I lay out a game plan of ways that I can encourage her towards that goal. Does she need carved out personal time to maybe just write sometimes? Does it ever manufacture into a published book? I don't know, but that's one of her hopes and dreams. That's hers. She owns that. Now as one, now I own the knowledge of it. Now I'm accountable to help her achieve that. How awesome of a man's man are you if you not only learn what her hopes and dreams are, but as you've committed to her all the way to the finish line of finishing strong, if you are in a life journey of helping her experience life and chugging towards her hopes and dreams. You've put her first. That's selfless. You may even need to make some major sacrifices to help her accomplish that. How awesome is that? Does a wife submit to a man who makes sacrifices for her? Absolutely. These are transformations, transforming things. I hope one thing is, you know, as we work through this, I hope you just sense this hope. Just sense this awesome grace from God to say, you know what? It's kind of like in football, where you do the same thing every time, and then you expect different results. You've seen it when they've taken the same roster and had a horrible season, and then the very next season, they come out and they knock it out of the park. How does that happen? Well, they didn't do the same things. And what, guys, do you know how we change the game? From the inside out transformation. Heart. And we do different things that show our wives love in ways we've never loved them before. That's how we do it. And then what's awesome is we can be taught. Even that dog, Durdle, the Durdle can be taught. We can learn, and we can do better. Steve, go ahead and go to the next one. All right. All right. This one was a hard one. This one was a really, really, really hard one. Nothing breaks your heart, the heart of your wife, more than this topic. There's varying degrees of it. Sexual impurity. I'm going to coach you. There's a lot of pictures up here. First, let's focus on the pictures, and then I'm going to get into the guts of this. Sexual impurity basically is a stranglehold. It'll drown you. It's a road to death. The tear on the right-hand side is a tear that's shed by the women that we affect. The signals, guys, they're signals. They're signals that we know that lead to a certain path, and we know not to go there. But we choose to defy the signs. And then even when the sign is just as clear as it can be, as you can see the one guy there, I mean, hopefully you chuckle a little bit to break the air. But, I mean, the sign said it was